What's up, guys? It's Ryan here with East Coast Athletics, and today I'm gonna pretty much, or this evening I'm gonna do a recap of the evening events. Um, so to begin, I wanna talk about the 400 meter females. Earlier when I was live, there was quite a few prediction as to who would be in the finals of the 400 meter. But everybody have their opinion. I just want to share. I had my opinion as well, and I did share it, but I want to share the actual results with you guys. Um, from the first semifinal heat, NASA from Bahrain qualified with 49.79. Phyllis Francis, who is the defending champion, also made it through to the finals with 50.22 season best. Um, Witten of Poland made it through with 51.02. That's a small Q. Wasn't an automatic qualification. She qualified as one of the fastest losers. I saw this race, and NASA looked pretty good. She was in control of the race the whole way. She got out hard just as usual. She was able to maintain, got up the turn in front, and just pretty much held it together all the way home. So that was a pretty good run from her. But everybody concerned for her is that this is her fourth 400 for the championship, because she ran both heats and final of the mixed relay. So everybody is wondering if she'll be able to hold up for the finals in the next 2 days, because I don't think the finals is not tomorrow, it's on Thursday. So everybody is concerned whether she'll be able to deliver similar performances on Thursday. That's everybody's major concern. But when we move to heat number 2, you have Shanae Miller of Bahamas. She qualified with the fastest time. She ran 49.66 to qualify. Second was the U.S. with 50.07, and that's Jonathan's. Sharika Jackson made it through as well from Jamaica, which is pretty good. She qualified with a small Q, 50.10. So she qualified based on time, fastest loser. But regardless, she's in the finals, and that give her a chance to make it on the podium. That race, Shani Miller was pretty much just jogging, in my opinion. She made it through pretty easy, so I'm expecting something spectacular in the finals. She made it clear that she is going for the goal. She's not so much interested in the time. She just wanna win the championship, win the 400 meter title. So that's pretty much what she's going out there to do next 2 days. But yeah, that was it for heat semifinal number 2. Semifinal 3 is a quite interesting one, because I remember David was saying that he's worried about Stephanie and McPherson, and I told him that she knows when to show up and when to show out, and she did. She won Heat 3 in 50.70, not as fast as Jackson 50.10, but at the end of the day, she made it through to the finals. So, as I said, she knows when to deliver. So that's pretty much what she did. Justana of Poland was took second place in the third semifinal heat with 50.96, and those were the only 2 qualifiers from the third semifinal heat. So pretty much that's the summary of of the 400 meter for females. So the finals lineup is gonna be Witten of Poland in lane 2, Sharika Jackson in lane 3, Stephanie Ann McPherson in 4, Nasa of Bahrain in 5. In lane 6, we're gonna have Jonathan's of the US. Shanae Miller is gonna be in lane 7. Phyllis Francis is gonna be in lane 8, and Justana, of Poland is gonna be in lane 9. Well, pretty much with this final setup, lane 7 is pretty much lane 6 because they're not using lane 1. So we gotta take that into consideration. They have 9 lanes. They're using 2 to 9. They're not using 1. So technically, lane 7 is lane 6, and they're doing it accordingly. So I mean, not a bad setup. I really want to see what the results are gonna be on Thursday. I hope that the Jamaicans are able to get up and get in the mix for a medal, but Shanae Miller look as if she is gonna take gold. I might be wrong, but based on what she has done over the past couple of months, she looked like she's ready to roll, and she pretty much jogged the heats and the semifinals. So she definitely looks like she's ready to run. She said she's not going for the time, she's going for the goal. So I mean, she's gonna do whatever necessary to win. She's gonna run to win. That's her goal, and those were her words. So yeah, that's the lineup for the finals of the 400 females. Next event that I wanted to touch on was the 200 meter semifinal. Well, why talk about the 200 meter? Well, it is the 200 meter semifinal female. I thought it was the male, but the big bummer in this event is that we don't have the defending champion. We don't have Elaine Thompson. She pulled out because I guess the Achilles problem that everybody been talking about, I guess it run a course, so she wasn't able to compete. As you can see here on the start list, it says did not start, so she didn't run. Brittany Brown from the US capitalized on that opportunity, and she won the heat. Gators of Bahamas was second in 22:57. So the winner was 22:46. Then second place was 22:57, and third went to Kaleo of I don't know if that's Belgium, but yeah, 22:58. That's a small Q, qualified based on time. And those were the 3 qualifiers from semifinal heat 1. Well, semifinal heat 2, sorry. In heat 1, it was Angeline of the US, 22:49. That's a big Q. Second Q, second person was Combo. Can't even pronounce that name, but another athlete took second. That looks like from Saudi Arabia, 22:49. Oh, they both ran the same time. So those are the 2 from heat 1. Let's move to heat 3. Asha Smith of Great Britain qualified with the fastest time, 22:16. I watched all 3 races. I would say Ashley Smith looked like she's gonna take the gold. She looked pretty relaxed. She ran the turn really well. So I feel like, she is setting herself up to have a good lane, in the finals, and she'll there's a great possibility that she'll win. Um, Bryant of US took second in that heat, in the third semifinal heat, with 22:56. She also qualified with a, I think that's a, yeah, that's an automatic qualification. And then Bass from, not even sure what country that is. I'm gonna have to look up all this stuff. But yeah, the second small Q was 22:60 from Gina Bass. So that's pretty much the qualifications for the female 200 going to the finals. And the two US athletes are pretty much in the middle, but we'll talk about that tomorrow or Thursday before before the actual race. But the next race that I want to talk about is the 800-meter finals. I mean, I predicted that Donovan Brazier was gonna win, and he did indeed win. I think he ran a stellar race. It was a championship record as well as a national record for the US. He ran 1:42:34. He pretty much followed the pace of Ben of Spain, and he just kept he was on his shoulder for the first 400, and as soon as he went on the back straightaway, he just went past him and just kept going, and he didn't break. He just ran all the way to the line. So pretty, I would say, a brave run from him, because taking it from the 300 all the way to the finish line is not something easy, and not a lot of athletes could do that in an 800 meters. So I really feel like he was ready, and he said it in his interview, like that was the plan that he and his coach had. So that's what he pretty much went out there and did, try to execute. So I'm gonna say congrats to him on that victory. You could tell that he was ready. He tried his best to execute as perfectly as possible. Second place went to Tuka of, he's from Bosnia. Tuka is from Bosnia. He got second in 1:43:47. That's a season best for him. And then Kenya Ferguson was third in 1:43:82. Also, I wanted to make mention of Bryson Huppel of the US. He was fourth, but he pretty much, he's young. He just came out of his college season, and to make it to the World Championship, make the finals, and you're in the top 5. That's a great achievement in my opinion. And I think come Olympic, if he's in good shape and everything goes well with him, he'll be back in the finals. You never know if he might end up on the podium, because with such a long college season, and he still made it to the finals and finished fourth. That's very good. So I feel like we need to watch athletes like this for sure. But yeah, Donovan Brazier was a pretty good run from him. Everybody was happy for the performance and everything. So gonna move to the next event, and I think for this event, I really don't. I'm not super impressed with the time, but I already knew that he was gonna win because out of everybody in the final, he had the strongest finish. So even if he didn't come off the turn in front, he would still, he would still be able to pull it off. But I watched the race. He looked like he was struggling a little bit coming around the turn because Degrassi and Jamili came off the turn ahead of him. Noah Lyles came off the turn in third, and then he just powered his way through to the finish line. He didn't come off the turn first at all compared to, what he did in the semifinal. I don't know what happened, or I guess it's just a different race strategy. To be honest, I'm not sure. But based on what I've seen while watching the race, Degrassi was pretty aggressive coming off the turn. You could tell that he was trying his hardest to win because normally his finish, his last 100 is the stronger part of his race, and to run the turn so hard, I mean, he must had something planned. So not sure if it went exactly how he wanted it to go, but he did made an attempt to win, in which I think all the athletes do. They all try to win. That's the name of the game. So he ended up with the silver in 1995. Now Lies ran 1983. Nothing close to his PR, which is 1950. I was expecting at least 1906, but I guess the rounds, got the better of him. I don't want to make excuses for him, but he ran 1983. Pretty good time because not a lot of athletes could dip below 20 seconds, so that's a really good time for him, but nothing close to his, his best performance. We have Alex of, I think that's Ecuador. Let me check to make sure. Yes, Alex of Ecuador took third in 19.98, and Jamili was fourth in 20.02, and that's the season best for him. So pretty good performance from them. Not the best, from each individual, but a solid performance nonetheless. So you can't knock them for that. We definitely have a few other events coming up in the next 2 days. I think tomorrow won't be that big because the only thing we have tomorrow, let me see here. We only have we have the 110 hurdle finals and the 200 meter female finals, and we also have the semifinal of the female hurdles. Apart from that, we don't really have much track events tomorrow. We have a lot of field events, mostly decathlon and heptathlon events. I think the men's are running the 400 meter semifinal tomorrow, so that's something that I definitely will talk about because I really want to see how Michael Norman, Fred Curley, Stephen Gardner, Kirani James, Demish Gay. I'm hoping that he's able to get a medal. So I definitely, want him in the final. I want the other Jamaican to make the final as well, but he's kind of unpredictable. But I hope he makes the final, and if he could pull it off, make the podium as well. But I know Demish Gay is a you know good performer, so I think that he will show up and show out as he always do. Just the way he did at the trials, he looks pretty good in the heats. So I hope he got there um, tomorrow. Not yeah tomorrow, and do his thing in the semifinal. I haven't really seen much races from. Let me see. 'Cause for some reason, I don't remember his name off the top of my head. That's the hurdles. Bloomfield. I'm talking about Bloomfield. I haven't really seen a lot of races from him this season because he's been running the 200. I only saw one race. I think that was a Diamond League where he ran like 44.6. So other than that, yesterday was the first race. Was it yesterday? I think it was today. That's the first 400 I've seen other than that one. So um, not so sure what shape he's in. I hope he's in good shape and he's able to replicate what he did, or even better what he did tomorrow. But I know for sure Demish is in good shape because he ran pretty good at the trials, and he ran pretty good in the heats. So I'm hoping that they both could come up with something real good tomorrow to make it to the finals. And after that, it's just the better person on the day. Whoever could deliver on the day will be on the podium. The field seemed to be a pretty good field, going in, because as I said, you got Stephen Gardner, you got Kirani James, and those are, as I'm looking at it right now, I can let you guys know who's in which heat. So heat one, semifinal heat one, you have Fred Curley is in that heat. I don't see a a lot of big names in this heat either. Like, that's pretty much, apart from Nathan Struther of the U.S. and Fred Curley, they're both in the same heat. The Kenyan guy, Emmanuel is in that heat as well, lane 5. So Curly's in 4, Emmanuel is in 5, and Nathan Struther is in 2. So those are pretty much the big names in that heat that I know of. But in heat two is a little bit more stacked. You got Stephen Solomon of Australia. You have Kirani, that he's in lane 2. You got Kirani James in lane 5. Then you got Stephen Gardner in lane 6. And these two athletes are both, they both have a 43 PR. Kirani James slightly faster, 43.74. Stephen Gardner is 43.87, and this Stephen Gardner have a faster season best, which is 44.14. Kirani James 44.47. That's their best time for the season. Demish Gay, his PR is 44.55, and his season best is 44.83. So they are pretty much, in my opinion, I would say, I totally missed Norwood. Norwood is in lane 9. Season best is his personal best, which is 44.40. So you definitely gotta count him in the mix. So that's 4 solid athletes in heat number 2, or semifinal heat number 2. So that one is one that you guys definitely want to see. You don't want to miss that, because I feel like all 4 will make it to the finals. Possibly I feel like the top two, um, the two fastest losers are gonna come from heat semifinal heat number 2, because these athletes are quality athletes. In heat 3, um, you got Bloomfield and you got Michael Norman, both 43 PRs as well. Season best for Norman is 43:45. Season best for Akeem Bloomfield is 44:40. So I guess that's the time that he ran in the Diamond League, 44:40. Um, Cedeno is in the heat as well. His PR is 44:01. Season best is 44:52. Um, yeah, those are the top 3 people in heat 3. They got the fastest times in that heat. So, and this should be a easy qualifier for Bloomfield, because he's no stranger to running with Michael Norman, because they ran in the NCAA before, so he's used to running with, you know, that caliber of athlete, and he's a 43 runner, so he should do pretty well, you know, competing with Michael Norman. That shouldn't be a problem for him in any way, shape, or form. And he ran with, I think he ran with Cedeno. I'm not sure, but this qualification should be easy for Bloomfield. He should make it through to the finals with ease, no struggle, if he's able to at least replicate that 44:40. And I think he should be able to do that. So I'm picking those two as the automatic qualifiers from that heat, and that's Norman and Bloomfield from semifinal heat number 3. And then I'm gonna say 4 from semifinal heat number 2, and then 2 from semifinal heat number 1. That's pretty much my predictions going forward. So we'll definitely get to see that tomorrow. And for the finals of the 110 hurdles, we gotta wait for the semifinal first. I think that is tomorrow also. The semifinals is the semifinal of the 110 hurdles is tomorrow for men. Start list, we have oh wow. Alright, so the first semifinal heat, we got 2 Jamaicans in that heat. We got Rondell Levy, he's in lane 7, and Orlando Bennett in lane 3. We have Grant Holloway is in lane 5. He's coming off a really long collegiate season as well. Not sure if he's going to be able to deliver here. I guess we just have to wait and see, but I hope the Jamaicans are able to deliver. Not trying to be too biased, but yeah. We also have Andre of Great Britain, 13:14. PR. Season best is 13:20:28. So Grant Holloway has the fastest PR and season best, which is 12:98. Followed by, no, you don't. He has the second fastest PR, but I'm just gonna go based off the season best, and he seemed to have the fastest season best. So they pretty much, I would say, everybody's expecting him to win that heat. So let's see what happens tomorrow. But then we move to the second semifinal heat, where we have Omar McLeod. There's no doubt about the fact that he's gonna take that heat. He got the fastest PR, not the fastest season best, but he's a competitor, so he knows how to show up as I always say, like he will make that finals. There ain't no if or but about it. I have him winning this heat, no struggles at all. So McLeod will definitely, in my opinion, definitely be in the finals. He is the defending champion too, so yeah, he'll definitely be in the finals. Um, Devon Allen of the U.S. is in that heat as well. Um, he hasn't ran anything spectacular, this season. He ran 13:34, so I don't see a lot of competition here for um, Omar McLeod, so should be a easy heat for him. However, heat number 3, we have Andrew Riley. Uh, not not the he don't have the fastest season best, but I hope he makes the final. You have Orlando of Spain with the fastest season best, but having the fastest season best doesn't necessarily mean you will make it or you will win the heat. It just, I guess, it puts your confidence a little bit higher than everybody else to know that you ran a faster time than they did. But it's all about who deliver on the day. That's pretty much what it's about, because you could have a faster time than me, and we both show up at the line and I beat you because I'm ready on the day and I deliver on the day. So it's all about who delivers on the day. So even though a lot of these athletes do have, faster seasons best and faster PRs, it doesn't guarantee that they will win the heat, but it's just I guess a confidence booster to, know that they actually have the fastest time, in the group. So as well as there are athletes who have the fastest season best and they're competitors. So they're gonna go out there and compete regardless, of what everybody else is doing. So there's a great chance that they will, make the finals. And Omar McLeod is no different. I'm almost certain that he's gonna be in the finals. Ain't no if about that. He will. So that's pretty much it for all the races that I guess we should be looking forward to for tomorrow. The 110 hurdle semifinal and final, the 200-meter women final, the 400-meter men semifinal. Um, yep, that's about it. That's day 6. So guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, you're free to do so. Leave a like if you like what I'm doing. You guys are free to comment whatever y'all have to say. I don't mind. Please go ahead and do so. If you guys have any question that you didn't get to ask or you didn't ask, you're also able to ask those questions in the comment box below. So until tomorrow, guys, it's Ryan here with East Coast Athletics signing out.